children well. Their father's health did slowly go by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh. I know they love you.
Imagine 5 children, ages 5 to 15, standing at a bus stop. Every day, when the school bus arrives, 4 children climb aboard and 1 is left behind. That child is forced to chase the accelerating bus, and each day as she or he falls farther and farther behind, they feel more frustrated, discouraged, abandoned, and hopeless. This child may be a fictional character, but their dilemma is based on the statistical fact that learning disabilities touch 20% of the United States population, regardless of socioeconomic or ethnic backgrounds. Today in America, there are approximately 3 million students between the ages of 3 to 21 with learning disabilities.
Sometimes it was just, I didn't get things that like the teacher was talking about, and then I couldn't get to them fast enough to ask them if they could explain it better. So I was just trying to do the best that I can, but sometimes it just wouldn't work.
Lee Pesky Learning Center was created in 1997 in Idaho to serve children with dyslexia, ADHD, Asperger's syndrome, and other learning difficulties. Lee Pesky Learning Center helps more than 10,000 children each year. Remarkable results in 12 years, made more so by the fact that the organization was originally envisioned by 2 people, Alan and Wendy Pesky, as a tribute to their beloved son, Lee, who died at age 30 from an inoperable brain tumor.
He was a real spirit, very funny and did things his own way.
He had learning disabilities, and he had the problems that a child who has learning disabilities has. He had sometimes self-esteem problems, sometimes confidence problems, simply because he wasn't doing as well in school as lots of other children in his class were. But when we had him tested, we found out that he was an extremely bright young man, and that his problems were problems that he had no control over. We got him some people to work with him, and Lee graduated high school and went on to a very fine college and did very well while he was there.
That's why we decided that the Lee Pesky Learning Center would be something that would be in very good memory for Lee, something that would hopefully be would help other children.
Students who are not ready to read and count at kindergarten are unlikely to perform at grade level by 4th grade. And studies show that children lagging behind in 4th grade tend to stay behind and fail to attain high school diplomas. In other words, the LD child chasing the bus is destined to failure by the time that they're 8 years old.
Every time I would go to school, I'd be like, great, here comes another day of let's make John look stupid. But once I started coming to the Pesky Center, I was so thrilled to come because the teachers were so wonderful, and they made me feel smart because they understood how I learned.
Children with learning differences, I call them learning differences, tend to be average or above average in intelligence. They're very, very capable. So the secret of parenting, the secret of teaching is to build on those strengths that every individual has. I like to say there are no stupid children. There are different children, but there are no stupid children. And that is not only a statement of faith, but it's a statement of fact. And that's a basic premise of the work that we do at the Pesky Center.
I've been coming to the Pesky Center for 2 years. The challenges I face are like sitting still, and it's a little bit harder for me to learn how to read and math and academic stuff. So I need more help trying to get me focused and doing things.
Sophia was 11 months old, and she was trying to do a kind of a puzzle where you put shapes in and then it would fall into the toy. And she kept trying and trying, and then she'd get angrier and angrier, and she couldn't focus on it. And then she just threw herself on the floor. She was so frustrated. And I recognized it immediately from my own experience. And I knew right then.
One of the more fragile and elusive aspects of every human being, especially children with LD, is self-esteem. After all, every child with learning disabilities grows up to be an adult with learning disabilities. The ultimate goal of the Lee Pesky Learning Center mirrors the dream of every parent, that their child is happy, fulfilled, and well-educated. The center prides itself on expanding its impact and serving all those who seek help. This is their promise, and to keep this promise, they depend on financial support. These problems can be solved with hard work, understanding, intervention, and love. Most of all, love.
Have a code.